Welcome back to Battle School Dropouts, your number one jazz podcast, playing all the classics, the swing jazz, the smooth jazz, the cool jazz, bebop, all that stuff. I'm here with the guy with the freak lips. He can hit the high C's all night long. It's Stew.
How's it going, Daddy-O's?
And for me, it's the cool cat on the kit. It's playing the double time swing till the cows come home. It's Bakari.
Ooh.
Hi.
Well done.
Thank
well
you.
done.
That was
solid.
Not entirely off the dome. I feel like for improvising,
it's not bad.
Now's the time to do it, right?
Now's the time to do it.
It's like the jazz, baby. It's just about the notes you don't play.
This is gonna shock a lot of people, but this podcast is not scripted.
Yeah.
No, this is all fresh off the dome here. People, do you like jazz? Because that's what we're talking about today. We're talking about Kids on the Slope.
That's where we finally did it.
We finally did it. We did it. So yeah, we watched the first 7 episodes of the anime Kids on the Slope and actually watched it. This isn't a trick. We didn't watch Isekai.
Yeah, this is not a drill. We actually did it. God, look at us go.
Yeah. Well, after that wonderful jazzy intro, Bakari, how you doing?
I'm doing good. I have a passion fruit White Claw. The jazziest of beverages.
Yeah, I mean you bought the jazz box of White Claws.
I had a Ella Fitzgerald right there on the box. It doesn't. That's a lie. But yeah, I'm doing good. I'm happy to watch Kids on the Slope again. I've seen it a couple of times. Big fan. I like it quite a bit. Shinichiro Watanabe and doing the directing and stuff. And you got Yoko Kanno doing her take on a bunch of beloved jazz standards. It's great.
Yeah. The music's definitely very good. I'm in a very jazzy mood. I've been listening to a lot of jazz at work.
That's right.
Like I was telling you. So it's like I got the perfect primer leading up to this show. Like in a weird way, not watching Kids on the Slope got me listening to more jazz. So the show made a little bit more sense than it would have when we recorded the last week.
Yeah, I mean
last time. So
it's you don't want to always play the butter notes. said Miles Davis to Herbie Hancock at some point, allegedly. Yeah.
Well, let's bring down the high mood here. So we got some good shit sitting in front of us here.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, absolutely.
So we went to the liquor store as we always do.
Mm-hmm.
I got my COVID booster shot, and I was like, well, I'm just gonna get like a weird energy drink.
Yeah.
And boy, did I kind of find it. I wasn't gonna drink, but now I am. We are sitting in front of BANG MIXX with 2 X's.
That's right. Oh, 2X. I missed the 2X, the second X, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, BANG is in the hard seltzer game.
Yeah.
Which is a weird choice. I feel like they must have just loaned their branding out or something.
Because it's not an energy drink.
It's not an energy. It doesn't have caffeine. So this isn't the Four Loko of White Claws.
Yeah. I don't because, I feel like most soda, right? And I assume kind of energy drinks by extension is kind of, you got your fizzy water and you put your other shit in it, call it good. But I don't know if seltzer water is quite the same. Like, you just add alcohol. What is it? I don't know. So maybe it's easy enough to just make it in the same place is what I'm getting at.
Well, so that's one half of the weird stuff we have.
Yes.
And I think let's have some BANG MIXX.
Yeah.
And then we'll get into the other thing that we have here. So let me pass you one here.
Thank you.
This is
Strawberry Blast flavored.
Strawberry Blast flavor.
Yeah. Let's get into that.
All right. Only 130 calories.
Hey, how about that? It's a pretty big can. Like, this is bigger than your typical can of something.
Yeah, it's 16 ounces.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, the bottoms up.
It's got that energy drink weird sweetener in it, right?
Yeah. It tastes like a kind of questionable energy drink. Far more than a seltzer or really an alcoholic beverage.
It doesn't taste like a seltzer.
No.
This is like the least bubbly like seltzer I've ever had.
I'm not it's fine.
It's not bad.
This is a lot of not great flavor to put up with for 5% alcohol. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I'll put up with the disgusting taste of Four Loko because that's a 12%. That's going to get you where you're going in like a can or so. This is 5%. This is about as alcoholic as a Bud Light and is not all that pleasurable to drink.
No, it's weird too because it has that like weird sweetener in it that's like I don't know. It's like it tastes okay, but it feels like this can's gonna give me a hangover.
Yeah,
it's zero sugar.
Yeah, it tastes like zero sugar, but because like it's got that sort of like I don't know if it's aspartame or what, but
yeah,
it's definitely got that alcohol from cane sugar.
Alcohol from cane sugar.
That's I feel like that is not zero sugar. Just personally.
Yeah. Well,
how does that work?
Wait.
If you just leave it out long enough, then it's not sugar anymore. I don't know how fermentation works.
Well, I that is like the trick, right? Like when you make beer, you put sugar in it, and then the yeast eats the sugar,
and then it gets bigger,
and then it gets carbonated. And it creates alcohol.
I see. I did not know that's how they made beer. Actually,
I'm pretty sure I'm right on that one. So
I'm not going to check you on it.
Yeah, thank you. So I don't know. We got our rating system here. Keep drinking, and total garbage. Where are we on Bang MIXX?
I have continued to drink it, so I guess keep drinking. But yeah, I'm between it. I don't know. I don't know if I want to finish this.
Yeah, I'm putting mine away from me, so I don't just accidentally like keep drinking it.
Me too. I think that's a weak maybe even a total garbage. How are you feeling?
I feel all right. It's definitely an for me, but my tummy hurts now, so we'll see how I feel by the end of this episode.
That passion fruit White Claw though, so washing it away. Also 5%, and hey, not offensive to my palate. So how about that? Huh?
That's a little bit nicer.
One of the catchier Drake songs too. So you know.
Hey, speaking of Drake and rap music,
yeah, that was an intentional segue.
Hey,
look at us.
We found more rap snacks.
We sure did.
So we're sitting in front of two bags. We got Rick Ross Plain Jane.
Oh. That's my best Rick Ross impression. The goal is to be rich forever. Oh, you're right. I have Rick Ross sweet chili lemon pepper, which sounds great. That's a great sounding flavor.
Yeah, the one in your hand sounds really good. The Plain Jane does not do anything for me.
Yeah, I know I said it before we started recording, but that is like the least appetizing name for a snack I've maybe ever. Plain Jane potato chips.
Yeah, it sounds like a health food thing that you'd see at like Dollar Tree. Yeah, that's like going under.
You pick that up at like the Weight Watchers building. Like, you know, they sell like, well, maybe you don't. They sell like protein bars and stuff at Weight Watchers buildings, office stores, whatever the fuck you call them. Yeah, that sounds like the kind of thing you would find there, like next to the Skinny Cow fucking chocolate bars or something.
Well, I got a quote on the back of my bag.
Oh, do you?
Let's see if we got the same thing. Every day is a perfect opportunity to reach your goal. Measure success by how many people you bless.
Oh, okay. So see, mine says every day is a perfect opportunity to reach your goal. Measure success by how many people you bless. So, yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. It's good that they mixed it up, the variety.
Rick Ross has said one thing.
His one thing is, huh? That's the thing he said. He had like a 4-bar verse on Kanye West's Monster, and that's like the only thing I know him for.
Yeah.
I've heard other stuff by him. It just leaves my brain immediately.
Yeah, like I don't think I've heard anybody say Rick Ross in like 7 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He did have some controversy because he said like it was like a really cool and like ordinary normal thing to do to like expect like, okay, so say he runs a record label, I think, and like he thinks it's totally normal to like expect, say like if he was scouting like a female talent, he thinks it's totally fine to expect sexual favors in exchange for like signing her or something. Which not great. I know that's something that happens in the industry, like any kind of industry like that, a fuck ton. He's just saying the quiet part out loud, but like Jesus, man, like
yeah, that's not great.
Yeah,
that's not ideal.
No, not good. Not a fan.
Well, let's see if his snacks
on that
make
note.
up for it and make that a-okay. All right, you want to start with Plain Jane and then let's end on a high note. I think. So, okay.
I caught a whiff of this just now. I'm not as excited as I was.
Okay, Plain Jane.
This looks like a regular like Lay's chip. Yeah, it's a potato chip.
You cannot tell me that they didn't just buy Lay's and put them in a different bag.
Yeah.
Like those don't even have the consistency of like previous Rap Snacks.
They don't. Like, yeah, that just tasted like you could have handed me like a bowl of these and be like Lay's, and I wouldn't have questioned it.
Yeah. Gotcha. It's Rap Snacks. No, because Rap Snacks has like a weird like thick and like pasty kind of consistency to it.
You kind of like melt in your mouth in like a not very pleasant way.
Yeah, whereas tastes like Lay's. It has the consistency of Lay's.
It's just, yeah. I like Lay's just fine, so, yeah. I mean, hey, it's an improvement. But not much identity to it.
Possibly, just by virtue of being Lay's, the best Rap Snack so far.
Yeah, actually. I find it just about as... fine but unremarkable as I find most of Rick Ross's music. So there we go.
Oh, God, I reached in and my hand is covered in sweet chili and lemon pepper.
This looks like a barbecue lay.
Yeah, it really does.
Yeah. It's like sweet and citrusy at the same time.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah. I'm not getting a lot of like the chili-ish, the spicy part of it. It tastes almost like lemonade or something. Mm-hmm. Like I get sweet and I get citrusy.
Yeah. I kind of like it though, actually. Like I think
I've had far worse. Like
yeah, I think their whatever chip manufacturing process is like got to be different now because that's like a decent chip.
That's fine. Yeah.
Yeah, and. Honestly, like it lived up to the name. Like that was dead on. That was pretty good.
Yeah, that was perfectly fine.
Is Rap Snacks turning around?
It's the Rap Snacks redemption arc. That's what we're looking at right here. Next, we got to find some more. If they have any new Rap Snacks noodles, I think we have to try that.
Jesus Christ!
That's the
never
next
again. That was our 9/11.
9/11 was not our 9/11. This is that time we ate pretty awful instant noodles. That one.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna move the chips away just so I don't snack on them halfway through the podcast.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, I gotta say though, every time I touch that chili bag, now that it's open, it gets all over my hands.
It's messy. Yeah,
it is so messy.
Yeah.
Does not adhere to those chips at all.
Everything but, yeah.
Yeah.
I still feel like it's like gotten between my fingers and shit.
I know. I don't feel like I can get them off my fingers. It's like I'm still doing that thing where you kind of like rub your hands together and try to get crumbs off.
Kind of like low key, like kind of brushing it off on my shorts, you know?
Yeah, and then I rub my pants and I feel oh my
exactly,
God.
Yeah.
What have you done, Rap Snacks?
It will never be clean. Well, that was exciting. Glad to see Rap Snacks is still innovating in the chip space.
I mean, best Rap Snacks so far.
Kind of, yeah.
I keep eating. I'm gonna eat these after the podcast.
Yeah, no, I'm down to continue. Those are perfectly pleasant chips.
Yeah. Way to go, Rap Snacks. They just needed Rick Ross.
That's what they needed. You know, they need a real businessman. You know, because I think like, well, okay, Migos and Cardi B are pretty big. But Rick Ross, I think, has been around a lot longer than the both of them. So, like, I think in ways you could say like Rick Ross is like maybe the biggest name they've gotten. So, like, maybe they've just moved up. You know?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. That's a little tough to say. I guess for anybody who hasn't listened to previous episodes, there are Rap Snacks and they have rappers on them, and so we've eaten Migos, Lil Baby or Da Baby.
Did we get did we get the baby chips?
I'm pretty sure. We got some baby rapper chips. And,
no, there was a Lil Baby chips.
Lil Baby, that was
Did we do those on the podcast though? I think you might have that was the one you like sent me a picture of.
I don't know.
Cuz we got Migos, we got Cardi B. They had 2 Cardi B flavors.
Right.
And then there was Romeo Miller.
Yes.
Lil Romeo.
We had Romeo Miller.
Yeah. Formerly credited as Lil Romeo.
Yes.
Yeah, he's not little anymore.
And those chips were okay. The Cardi B ones were decent.
I like the Red Hot Cheddar ones. Okay, like those are fine.
Yeah, those were pretty good. And I think this is what I don't like about the ones we just had is the names. Plain Jane is maybe the the cleverer of the names. It's different.
I was meaning to look that up to see if there was a Rick Ross song by the name of Plain Jane. I didn't, but
yeah, I mean,
maybe that must be right, because like, why would you Ordinary Joe chips or something like that?
Right.
You know? Completely boring chips like this. It's not catchy. I feel like a businessman of such acclaim as Rick Ross would probably go for a little more exciting marketing.
Yeah, it feels like the name that you would call them in testing and then like replace it later. Like, these are just our Plain Jane chips. We'll figure out a cool name for them later.
Very true. Yeah, like I heard that internally at Intel, those like kind of little computers that like they sell like pretty cheap to like offices or something. Like if you need 50 desktop computers, and they're just kind of these like, like very small little, internally at Intel, they call those pucks. It's like, they're little black things, like they're not hockey puck shaped at all, but like,
right.
Yeah.
You don't sell them as
but pucks. We wouldn't call them a puck because that's not going to get somebody excited to order 200 of them, right?
That's the puck of chips.
That is the puck of chips. Yeah.
Yeah. Or at least in name. Yeah.
I think so. Yeah. Like Plain Jane sounds like something that they were going to change at some point, and then I don't know, forgot. Who knows?
Well, shit. Good job, Rap Snacks. Again, I don't know why we have to pay for this shit. They should just be sending them to us.
They should, yeah. I mean, at the very least, they should be sending us some merch. If not, like, like we should be working out some kind of sponsorship deal at this point. This is like the third or fourth Rap Snacks plug we've had on this podcast.
Not to mention all the times we've talked about it when we're not eating them.
Also true, yeah.
Yeah. This will very quickly turn into a Rap Snacks focused podcast. We're done with anime. Only Rap Snacks.
You could pay us like very little money, and we would completely sell our souls to become the official Rap Snacks podcast.
Yeah.
We just talk about Rap Snacks and rap and snacks, maybe like separately. But the anime thing would be totally gone.
Hey guys, just want to take a quick break here in the middle of the podcast to let you guys know that you can get Rap Snacks on their website. That's rapsnacks.com. Don't forget to use code Battle School Dropouts 2022 ABRF QRB Rick Ross Battle School Dropouts.
Oh fuck! This contains a bioengineered food ingredient. It has that as its own line under the ingredients.
It's got the T virus.
Shit. Love it. I was taking a look to see if there was actually like a URL or something on the like. I'm sure Stu's been to battles or not. He's been to rapsnacks.com at least once or twice.
Oh yeah, that's how I figured out that they had instant noodles.
Oh yeah, that's very true.
I bought them on eBay, but that's how I figured it out. So
it's a shame you can't just get them straight from the source.
Well, I tried, but they were sold out.
Well, of course.
Yeah, I was like, oh man, these are going to be pricey on eBay, and they were like the same price.
Suffering from success.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The goal is to be rich forever.
Where's the DJ Khaled Rap Snacks? They must have them, right?
Oh shit.
Yeah.
That would be. Yeah, it's honestly that guy's on everything.
He's got his own like wing place, like a ghost kitchen around here.
You
can order like another wing or like with suffering from success sauce on DoorDash here.
Oh fuck, dude.
Yeah.
All right, I know what I'm having for dinner. I'm not even joking. That sounds so dumb.
I've heard it sucks. I've heard it is like truly awful. Actually, someone we know, like I heard this from someone who told someone else or whatever. But like someone we know, like Ian or somebody, was like driving for DoorDash and like had to pick up stuff from that, and it was like the nastiest looking, like just piles of garbage outside and stuff, like type of place. So I've been a little skeptical about it, not that I ever want to doubt, someone so great as DJ Khaled, but
it would suck too to get on DoorDash too, because you're gonna end up spending like $50-$60 by the time you get all the stuff you want, and
they're gonna fuck up your order somehow.
Yeah, and you got to pay that delivery. Yeah, it's just. Yeah, maybe that joke's not quite worth it.
Yeah, like I've thought about it once or twice, and I'm like, I don't know if this is worth, like, if this is a $60 bit. This is not.
No, yeah. Yeah, honestly, the Bang energy drink and Rap Snacks bits are much more in our budget.
Yeah, that was like a $10 move, and even then I'm like, yeah, that was about as worth it as that could have been.
Yeah,
no more.
I bought some beef jerky with this purchase, and I think the beef jerky was the most expensive thing. So, fuck, dude. Anyways, good job, Rap Snacks.
Yeah.
You finally done it.
Happy to see him shine,
Yeah.
Yeah, we're finally getting there.
Well, let's go talk about anime a little bit.
Sure.
We're doing Fanime this year. You're going to Fanime.
I'm going to Fanime, yeah. Yeah, I'm going all 3 days.
Dude, I am so excited. 4 days. It's a 4-day convention. I don't know.
Then I'm going 3 days of those 4 days.
Okay.
I'm going Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm doing Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited for that. I haven't been to Fanime in years. Dude.
Was the last time you went like when we saw each other at Fanime?
Maybe. Because I think I went one time after that.
Okay.
But I could be wrong.
Okay.
I remember I tweeted the year like COVID broke out and like Fanime, like the first one, it got canceled.
Yeah.
I was like, nothing is gonna stop me from going to Fanime this year. And then like I had like an asterisk, like, you know, something like losing like not having enough money is gonna stop me from going to Fanime. And then I lost my job, and then COVID
happened.
Yeah.
Just a real 1-2 punch of things keeping you from Fanime.
Yeah, that was pretty buck wild. So I'm excited to go back.
Yeah. That's gonna be a good time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
my redemption arc here. Yeah.
My friend that I'm going with, I've been like, he is not on Twitter anymore, but used to follow me on Twitter. And I remember a long time ago, he asked like, "You have a friend called Hentai Pizza Lord?" And I was like, yeah, let's do. And he was just like, "Oh, okay." And like ever since then, every time I mention you, like, "Oh yeah, me and Hentai Pizza Lord were on doing this thing with the podcast, whatever." And so like he has heard of you for years, but only ever as Hentai Pizza Lord.
Yeah.
And so he's very excited to see you in the flesh.
Yeah.
But you may be greeted as Hentai Pizza Lord, just to let you know.
I've had it happen one time, and it was fucking like so weird.
Yeah.
Hey, Hentai Pizza Lord. I was like, holy shit! Yeah. Like, what just happened? I've never been greeted by someone as like an alias that I can, or at least like in real life, like probably online and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Or definitely online, but. Yeah, that was definitely odd.
Definitely. It's like a weird thing. Like, I mean, maybe just because we're not as established as like internet personalities or whatever. But like, yeah, it's weird to have someone like talking to someone like us like that. I'm sure like,
yeah,
I don't know, Video Game Donkey. If someone notices Video Game Donkey on the street, they're not going to call him, "Hey, it's Jason Gastro," or whatever the fuck his name is.
Yeah, he's Donkey.
He's Donkey, right? But for us, like, I think that's a Castro, not Gastro. I don't know. One of those. Yeah, probably not.
Yeah, I can't believe that you would say that we are not established internet celebrities. Dude, we are rocking solid single digits on these episodes.
That's true. I think we. Oh no, wait, no. I was thinking we finally hit 10 digits on the 2 digits. We finally hit 10 views on the most recent Christmas special.
Yes,
I noticed that. Yeah, I think we're sitting at a strong 5 or 6 for the disaster episode, and for good reason.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
The disaster episode is well, it was a disaster. It holds a special place in my heart, but yeah.
It's kind of like those like the Christmas specials and stuff like that. Like that's something for the boys. That's something for us.
Yeah,
you know?
Absolutely.
If someone enjoys listening to that, whatever the fuck that was, more power to you. Mm-hmm. But you know, that is a byproduct of what happened and not the main intent.
Yeah,
for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm really excited for Fanime this year. Like hanging out, going to conventions. But the big thing is there's a burrito place. Nearby Iguanas.
Oh, Iguanas. What is Iguanas?
It's a burrito place.
So a burrito place by the burrito place.
Well, it's a burrito place. Sorry, it's a burrito place named Iguanas.
Oh, it's a burrito place nearby Iguanas. Like Iguanas is the burrito. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I forgot.
I missed the comma.
Yeah. And that's what I'm mostly excited for.
So colon. I guess it'd be a colon.
Dude, we are not a math podcast. We're not about to become a grammar podcast.
That's fair.
I'm not having critical thought about basic things on this podcast. But yeah, I'm excited for that burrito place. I've been looking at it all throughout lockdown. Like, I want that burrito. I want it. It's so good. Holy shit. I hope they still have it, but they do this burrito called the Breezy Excursion.
Ooh, that is a name.
That I know. They've changed it a few times, but last time I was there was Breezy Excursion. It's like a quesarito. So same concept, a quesadilla as a burrito.
Far. Yeah.
But the ingredients are super good.
Oh.
So it's like just a super It's like the best possible version of that thing.
Oh, okay.
God, I love it so much. And they got this like orange sauce that's everywhere in San Jose. Yeah, I'm excited for Fanime. I'm excited for us to hang out.
Yeah.
We got our friends there too.
Yeah.
But I'm dominantly going for that burrito. Like, everything else
excited.
is a byproduct.
Yeah. That's main thing that draws you out is a burrito. That's got to be a hell of a burrito. I'm excited.
It's my favorite,
Yeah?
dude. I took a bunch of people there. We went to the convention center like years ago for like a Magic tournament, and I was like, guys, you got to come to this burrito place. And like as we were walking, everybody was getting kind of hangry, and I was like, fuck, I hope this lives up to expectations, and it did. So,
Oh, okay, that's good.
yeah. They've grown a lot in the last couple of years, so I'm hoping everything's still like good.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm ready.
And those like in those crowded places, like you got to find like the good stuff, like or crowded events and stuff like Fanime or whatever. You got to find the good stuff, and then you also got to find the quick cheap stuff. Preferably the one that not everyone else is going to. Like when we went to, a couple of my friends and I, we went to Evo a couple of times in Las Vegas, and there was a Sbarro somewhere in close proximity to the Paris Hotel where it was being held at the time, and that was like a lifesaver, because it's like anywhere else, it's like you come up with the idea we should get food, you are not eating until like for another 90 minutes or something.
Yeah.
But Sbarro, as mediocre as that place is, you think, I want some Sbarro, you've got Sbarro in your mouth 20 minutes later.
Yeah.
And that was very important.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, you got to have that at a convention center. That's why like the hot dog, like the street hot dog.
Oh,
people,
the ones that they wrap in the bacon and stuff?
Yeah, those people are lifesavers.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Man, though, I remember going to Fanime and it being like $4 or $5 for one of those and being like, this is life-changing. This is so great.
Yeah.
And then I got one at like Sacramento like not that long ago. I was like, oh, let's get street dogs. These are always good. Guy was like $10. I was like, what the fuck has happened, dude?
No way.
And my theory is at Fanime there are dozens of hot dog carts.
They're like in competition with one another, right? It's not all one entity, right?
That's what I'm thinking. Versus single guy doing hot dog cart stuff in Sacramento.
Yeah.
He's got the racket.
That's a good point. Yeah, I think one person is like, just kind of running the whole hot dog wrapped in bacon industry.
Yeah.
in the like weekends in Sacramento, like when people are off at the Merc and Faces and whatever.
Yeah, he's just got it on lock. Nobody else is doing it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm thinking this time at Fanime, I'm gonna mix it up a little bit. I'm gonna bring a bullhorn and some posters saying things like God it disapproves of what you're doing or whatever. And I'm just gonna yell Bible verses at people.
Honestly, I think that's probably the best way to convert people to Christianity.
I think so.
Yeah, is just berating them and acting like you're better than them.
Well, that's how I got into it in the first place. So I was at such an event, and then someone yelled some slurs at me through a bullhorn, and I was like, "Hey, whoa, what's this guy got going on? Let's learn more about this."
He's loud, so he must be right.
Exactly. He's got a bull. You wouldn't bring a bullhorn and then be wrong.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be embarrassing.
That
right?
would be so bad.
Yeah.
No,
geez.
and I think about Jesus in the Bible and how he had his bullhorn and how he just like fucking went at it at people. You guys are watching the wrong anime, all that.
Yeah.
Speaking of our Lord and Savior, I'm also really excited for Hentai Night at Fanime. That's like one of the most novel experiences of my life.
The last time I went to Hentai Night, I made friends with a guy who ended up talking, like he talked to me for a solid like hour and a half about Naruto and like told me the whole lore behind the Uchiha clan and like Itachi's like reasons for murdering the clan and why he was actually a good guy or whatever. And
Hitler did nothing wrong.
Yeah, exactly. Like he talked to me like through the majority of the hentai. Like there are anime people fucking on a theater screen, and there's a guy walking around with a black light to make sure no one's jacking off, and this dude is just like whispering in my ear about the history of the Uchiha clan. It was a truly surreal night. I gotta tell you. Yeah. It was my 21st birthday too. I was so wasted the whole time.
That's so good, man. The hentai night is always like I remember one time I went with a friend. I was like, I want to go to hentai night, and nobody else was really interested, but our friend Paul was like, yeah, I'll go with you.
Oh, sure.
Well, so we went, and without realizing it, we had walked into the yaoi side of stuff.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, all right, fuck
hey,
it, you
one
know,
in Rome,
let's
you know?
And dude, it was so like hardcore, like not just like dudes fucking, but like There was one part where a dude like took a whiskey bottle, drank it, and then shoved it up the other dude's butt.
Oh no.
And there were all these dark themes of like betrayal and like just like dominance and all this stuff. I'm like, what the fuck did we just watch?
There's something truly impressive about, like, you know, I've only dabbled in such things, but like there's something truly impressive about like the intensity of so many of those plots. Like I read some of there's like a Korean manhwa, like a Korean version of manga called Killing Stalking. That was some of the most depraved shit I've maybe ever read, and it was mostly just a vehicle to get these two dudes to fuck. or like if you've ever read or heard of Omegaverse, that's like an entire thing. Yeah. That's so hardcore. Like not only hardcore in the sense that like people are like sticking their genitals in each other and stuff, but like hardcore is in like, damn, I don't think I've ever sat up and been like, you know, this is something I need to read about, you know?
Right. Yeah. Like truly hardcore.
Yeah.
Like not in the way that everybody
like,
uses that
I'm
term.
too much of a wimp to read this on a regular basis,
Yeah,
you know?
absolutely.
I couldn't hang. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, what hardcore should truly mean.
Yeah.
Because softcore porn is gone.
Oh, yeah. No. You got to go whole hog all the time.
Yeah, HBO has people fucking constantly.
It's true. I feel like Game of Thrones really like eased up on the fucking in the later seasons, though.
Yeah.
Like people were still fucking, but it was like, you know, PG-13 movie scene fucking. Like maybe there's a nipple somewhere. You know,
and the later seasons were worse.
They were worse. Coincidence?
Yeah, I think not.
Though Arya does become a Ninja Turtle. That's cool. I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of that arc in particular. The rest of it not very interesting.
Man.
Sadly.
Yeah, what a show.
Yeah,
what a fucking show.
What a show.
But yeah. I'm excited for Fanime. I'm
Me
like
too.
so ready to get back out there. I got my booster shot. You had to get it before the 12th, on the 12th or earlier. I got mine on the 13th, so we'll see what happens.
Is today's the 14th?
Today's
it is the
14th.
14th. Yeah.
So I probably shouldn't be drinking alcohol. I keep reaching over and drinking that fucking Bang.
Did you? I didn't even see you do it.
I had to like put it even further away.
Hey, you know what? Hey, solidarity.
All right. Cheers.
Look, here for a good time, not a long time. This is Drake lyric. Where's the Drake rap snacks?
Is Drake too big for rap snacks?
I think so. Oh, God, I don't like that at all. Jesus. Oh, fuck. That's so much worse than I remember. Ah.
My tummy hurts. I'm fully in tummy hurt mode. Like, there's no fixing this. And I will continue to drink it. There is a solid 90% chance I will finish that can.
That is not the last sip I'm taking, but oh, man, that was not pleasant.
Yeah.
That sucked.
I think it's getting worse the warmer it gets.
Oh, you know what? That's a good point. I feel like whatever that alcohol aftertaste of it or whatever the fuck that is, like, it's getting worse, as it warms up.
I feel like it's leaving a weird film on my mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's like a whole thing where if you drink cold drinks, it suppresses your taste buds.
Oh, that makes sense.
So when you drink cold, like people will drink like cold black coffee, but not like hot black coffee. But it's because you can't, your taste buds are subdued. So if you don't like how bitter black coffee is, iced coffee is usually fine.
That makes it, because we were talking about this earlier, like if it's hot coffee, I can only drink it black, but if it's iced coffee, I'd prefer there to be like milk and sugar.
So you got the reverse.
I'm the exact opposite of that. Yeah. Like it has to be truly awful coffee to make me consider putting cream and sugar in it.
Yeah. But I think that's what's happening with these Bang energy drinks is we can taste more of the flavor now that it's warmer.
It's not good.
Yeah.
It's not good.
Yeah.
The sun has risen on the depraved acts of last night, and it's just metaphorically speaking. And oh boy.
Imagine like just living the Bang lifestyle.
That's what post net clarity tastes like, I think.
Oh my God. Just like you drink it, you're like, fuck, dude, what am I doing?
Yeah, what are we doing here?
Oh shit. You just like turn off the podcast, like I gotta go.
Call my wife. I gotta go.
Fuck, dude.
So what you been doing lately?
What have I been doing? I've been dealing, man. Okay, so Chronicles of Stew, right?
Yeah.
I've been hunting for a job for years, basically the course of this podcast.
That's right.
Finally got one. And listen, as far as jobs go, this is one of the better jobs I've had. But the existential like dread is like setting in for me where I'm working 5 days a week, like regular, 8-hour days.
Yeah.
And it's setting in that it's like this, like I got a design job. I have benefits now. Potentially this could be where I work for the rest of my life. Holy shit, dude, I'm dead. Like every 5 days I get 2 days off, and then I do that until I die.
Yeah.
Like every other job I've had, it's been like, well, I'm here, but I'm gonna go back to school, or I'm in school currently, or something.
That's I've never I feel like I've been feeling something similar like ever since just kind of settling into like a full-time job as I have in the last so many years, and like I haven't heard it put to words so succinctly, but that's totally a thing. It's like this is not a transitionary period. This is not a like, oh well, I'm just here until my fucking thing whatever. Like this is just life now, you know. Yeah. Don't turn 30, kids.
I know,
don't do it.
The most 30-year-old podcast. These energy drink seltzers are bad. Also, we're going to die working. Fuck,
what a life. Turned 31 this month.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Shit.
I'm joining you. Yeah.
Yeah, I keep forgetting I'm 31. It's like such an unremarkable age that I'm like, I'm 30. 31. I'm about to be 32.
It's we've both been playing the game Sifu, like how that the character of Sifu ages in decades. Like 20-year-old Sifu main character looks the same as 29-year-old, but then 30-year-old looks different,
Yeah.
I think that's just how we're aging now. Like we're going to look and act exactly like this until we turn 40, and then our sleeves get longer and our health bar goes down, but we do more damage.
Yeah, and I'm excited for the damage to go up because I feel like my damage is pretty weak at the moment. It's interesting to think about. Like, we're basically settled into the kind of people that we'll probably be for the rest of our lives. Yeah, and we're just gonna get grayer and saggier from here.
I'm sad because I started losing my hair at like 19 years old. Like it's done deal for a long time now. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. At one point in my life, I was really excited to start going gray because I really wanted to have that sort of like BB King, like Bride of Frankenstein sort of thing. Like, the like gray streaks in my afro and stuff. I'm never going to get that now.
That is a little tragic.
A little bit. Like best I can hope for is like I get some gray in my beard. It's not the same though.
Yeah, you don't have any grays in your beard.
I get like a gray hair like every once in a while. I get red hairs on occasion.
Oh yeah, me too.
Yeah, my mom's blonde, so I guess I don't know how that.
Yeah, well, my grandpa used to never grow a beard because his hair is the same color as mine, like kind of dark brown.
Yeah.
But his beard would come out red.
Really?
Yeah. And I've got a lot of red hairs in my beard.
Crazy. Wait, so his head hair was brown?
Yeah.
His beard hair was red?
Yeah.
Where was the transition?
Somewhere like around your ear hole.
That's crazy. Not even at the temple. Oh, that's so weird. Was it like a gradient or did it just like change?
See, I never saw it, so I don't know for sure. I'd imagine it's a little gradient-y.
I'm so curious.
I've got a lot of red hairs in my beard.
Yeah.
But it's dominantly like kind of brown.
Yeah.
But
that's crazy.
Yeah, right?
That's fucking wild. Genetics, dude. That Gregor Mendel, dude, he was up to some wacky shit.
Dude, Gregory Mendel, man.
Shout outs to Gregor Mendel, dude.
Yeah.
That Punnett Square shit, crazy.
Dude.
Fucking nuts, dude.
Figuring out how to grow larger peas or whatever. Fucking guy's killing it.
Punnett Square is dumb litty, dude. Love it.
Dude, I did this project in school one time when we were learning about Gregory Mendel and genetics and shit. Everybody got paired up with another person, and then you would write down like what color your eyes were, all that jazz.
Yeah.
And the whole thing was like, you'd make those like whatever squares, and then you'd like draw out of a hat to see like if you guys had a kid, like what your child would look like. And then you were supposed to like go and find a picture of that baby and do like a whole little report.
Yeah.
Fucking dude, I got paired up with this guy whose like parents were Mexican or whatever. So he and I had a baby, and every genetic that came out of that hat was like Mexican genetic, like darker skin, all that kind of stuff. So, but except for the blue eyes, which I have. Dude, I could not find a picture of a Mexican
blue-eyed Mexican baby.
Yeah. Anywhere.
That's, I mean, not that I've ever gone looking for such a thing, but that sounds like a hard thing to find.
And I got knocked down because the baby didn't look accurate.
Wait.
Points because I couldn't find a blue-eyed Mexican baby.
Wait. So everybody else in this class was just Googling like curly hair Asian baby with detached earlobes and green eyes or whatever.
Yeah.
And they were just finding a baby like that.
Yeah.
Is there some like baby photo database where you can do such a like? Is there a Getty Images for babies?
Well, this was Google Images in like 2004 or something.
It's nothing.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's nothing.
Everybody else seemed to do okay. I couldn't find the blue-eyed Mexican baby in 2004. And I didn't know Photoshop. I didn't want to be a graphic designer at that time. So I couldn't just change his fucking eyes or something.
That sentence just hit me like a delayed effect. You know, like when in a movie where someone gets shot and they don't realize for a couple seconds and they look down and they're bleeding. It's like, I couldn't find a blue-eyed Mexican baby in 2004.
I mean, maybe 2008. We finally got there.
You know, technology was advancing at such a rapid pace. I could probably find hundreds of blue-eyed Mexican babies on Google right now if I wanted to.
Yeah.
Dude,
yeah, it was brutal. And I wouldn't have given a shit if I didn't lose points on the
you
project.
Lost points.
Yeah, dude. The baby had the wrong color eyes. What the fuck do you want me to do?
That's so good. What an insane class that is. I never did anything like that.
Dude, and I was also the only person, I mean, me and my partner, we were the only people to get paired up with like same-sex like grouping.
Really?
Well,
it was just like there was an odd man out, so you ended up.
Yeah, me and him were the odd man out, so it was like extra like awkward working on it too, because it's 2004, you're like a high schooler, like, oh what? Like,
that's gay.
Oh, that's so gay. So it was like just a weird time. In high school.
What an insane thing that I've never heard of that.
Yeah, what a dude.
Damn, I was going to the wrong high school. Didn't do nothing like that.
People bring up like sometimes like, oh, if you could go back to high school, like, would you? And it's like unequivocally, absolutely no. I do not want to go back. I don't want to do projects like that ever again.
I do a little bit, but I feel like for none of the reasons that like because at the time I had a really hard time with just like classwork in general. I didn't realize I had ADHD and didn't realize I had ADHD and didn't really know how to like organize my life around that to like make things like remembering due dates or like, dealing with executive dysfunction. So I didn't know how to deal with any of that stuff at the time. Right. So like, I feel like if I went back now, I could do so much better. But like that's just sort of like in the same way like you beat a level in a game and you're like, well, I could have gotten an A rank, and then you want to go back, like that kind of thing. It's just like I could have done that a little better.
Yeah.
Like, and now I dug up a report card. Like I don't know, I was looking through like my old important documents folder or whatever. You almost did it. I saw that.
Reaching
I saw
for the
that.
fucking bang. Fuck, dude.
You touched it and then recoiled, like it shocked you.
Sorry to interrupt you there.
No, that was really good. No, it's like I saw an old report card like from high school, and I was like, "Fuck, man, I look like an idiot on this thing. I could have done so much better."
But like, it's wild how little high school fucking matters.
Absolutely
like,
zero.
I could have like the self-discipline aspects absolutely would have saved me a lot of time in life and all that. But fuck, dude, like I could have nailed all of my classes.
Yeah.
But I went to such a broke ass high school that like it wouldn't have fucking mattered.
Yeah.
Like, my sister's very smart, and she took every AP class that they had, which was very little, and then was in the senior year and was like, I want to do more stuff. And they're like, well, you can't. And so it's like, okay, so like, she worked as hard as she could, and there wasn't enough for her.
Yeah.
So, like,
yeah, totally.
That school did nobody any favors, so.
Yeah, it is high school. I found out recently I got snubbed for my high school reunion. A few years back. Like there was, because I never got like a Facebook message, whatever, like, hey, we're meeting at this high class of 2009, like whatever. I never got anything. I was like, I guess they just don't really do that as much these days. Who gives a shit? And then like I met up with a old pal from high school, and I was just and like, you know, she mentioned her high school. She was a year ahead of me, and I was just like, oh yeah, I didn't hear anything about one happening for '09, and she was like, oh yeah, it happened at this thing, and I was like, oh. Well, okay. I mean, and like I was like, for a moment, I was like, oh, I got snubbed for this thing, and I was like, well, anybody I would want to see from high school, I still keep in contact with. It was like John and a handful of other people, so it's like, well, all right.
Yeah.
I didn't have to have this awkward conversation with some people I don't give a fuck about. Like, okay.
Yeah, that's absolutely the thing. Like, so Tim was invited because Tim and I graduated together.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Friend of the show, Tim.
Yeah.
So he got invited, and he was like, "Hey, do you want me to because I'm not really on Facebook. He's like, do you want me to let you know? Do you want to come with?" I'm like, "No."
Yeah.
Like, I don't care in the slightest.
That's the thing. I didn't want to go. It was the fact that I didn't get an invite. You know.
Oh, that's fair. That's
it was
fair.
like, yeah.
Yeah. No, fuck that shit, dude. Because you're dead on. Like, with shit like Facebook, social media, fucking smartphones and texting, like if you care about somebody from high school, you probably keep up with them.
Yeah.
And
if not, you can just like type in their name and then like have them on Facebook, Instagram, whatever. You know?
Yeah, because I know a fair amount of people from high school that like I have a mild interest in. Like, I would love to. I hope those people are successful.
Sure.
And I can figure that out from afar without ever having to be like, oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
So did you like the new Doctor Strange movie? Like, what do you talk about with people that you didn't really have that much in common with?
Totally. Yeah. Like, it feels like kind of a small area that we exist in, like now, like the Sacramento area, you know, that like I would frequently run into people from high school just like out and about, like years after graduating and stuff. And it's always this thing like, well, you're obligated because you know each other, right? You're obligated to stop and say hi. And then it's like, well, how you doing? So it's, you look good. Yeah. Yes. All right. Hope this doesn't happen again. I don't know what we're going to talk about next time.
Dude, yeah, absolutely. I remember not too long ago seeing someone from high school, and we both kind of did the head nod and kept walking. I was like,
oh, that's so
dude,
nice.
Fucking, we
that
nailed
rules.
it.
Yeah, absolutely.
It was the best interaction.
That's
man.
Perfect. God,
Yeah.
I'm happy for you too that happened.
Yeah, it was so good. Fuck. Oh shit. All right. Well, maybe we should start transitioning into our jazzy anime so we don't fucking go for 3 hours.
Yeah. We'll hits trying to make a joke about like changes, like a chord change or something.
Oh.
I got nothing though. I'm gonna grab another White Claw though.
Okay. You don't want another Bang MIXX? I got 4 more here.
I'm still working on that one I got there.
Oh, okay. Well then, yeah, you're good. You don't need anything else.
Yeah, well, you know, just in case. Just in case I hate that thing and don't want to drink any more of it.
Oh, but you couldn't hate Bang MIXX. It's got dude, it's got potassium, it's got magnesium, it's got sodium. You love those things.
Those are all
Bakari, you love sodium. You love war.
You know, you can't spell any of those without and that's how I feel about those things.
Those things, yum.
Yeah.
What flavor White Claw is that?
This was just lemon.
Oh, lemon.
Yeah, it's
you got the wonky White Claws, dude.
The lemon is also it's a little quirked up, I guess.
I feel like I usually see like lemonade or something. You don't usually just see like fucking lemon.
I think the lemon ones are in the ordinary variety pack too.
I don't feel like I've ever had a lemon White Claw.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you what? Really?
I feel like maybe there's like lime.
Oh, you know what? I think I am thinking of lime. There's it's like lime, mango, black cherry, and like something else is usually the lineup. The lime up. The lime up. Yeah.
Ooh, solid.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, I don't have a good transition. We watched. Let's talk about this anime.
Yeah.
So we watched the first 7 episodes of Kids on the Slope, a show that I hadn't seen, but you swore we needed to watch the first 7 episodes rather than 6.
Quite so.
So.
Well, because it would have been like the EPO thing all over again. It's like, you know, there's this sort of subplot that's like that concludes in episode 7, but if we were to just leave it off on 6, it'd be this very unsatisfying cliffhanger, I think.
Yeah.
Not even a cliffhanger, just like oh well, that's a bummer, I guess. You
know what's funny thinking about it now is we we have this thing where like we watch 6 episodes. And it kind of comes from like that's a good amount of time to gauge how good a show is. Or
That's
whatever.
like typically half of like a season.
Yeah, we just did an episode where we judged 6 shows based on 1 episode.
That's true. Though most of those were new seasons or
Yes.
things, so there wasn't much more to watch of those anyway.
Yeah.
I have hiccups now.
God damn it, Bang. Dude, my tummy hurts so bad. I know I keep going back to it, but like it's really that really fucked me up, dude.
There's something like there's something evil about this drink.
Something just unnatural in this fucking Bang MIXX. We gotta chuck it in the microwave and see how it tastes hot.
Oh, that's evil. Oh no. I think now that it's warmed up even further, and you know what, the fact that the aftertaste isn't an aftertaste anymore, it just kind of hits you right right out the gate.
Dead on.
But that makes it a little less offensive somehow. It's a little like you know, like dollar store candy. Like there's something weird going on a lot of the time.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, but the second it hits my stomach, dude, it just like I can feel my body like recoiling. Holy shit. So kids on the slope. Why don't you give us a quick summary of what the show's about?
Okay. So Kids on the Slope is a story about a high schooler, second-year high schooler, I believe he is, named Kaoru Nagisa, who transfers from a school in Tokyo to a place in, Kyushu, which is a much smaller, like more tightly knit, like just sort of more rural community, I guess. It's there that he meets Sentaro Nagashima. No, shit. Nagashima's... fuck. No, I think... Whatever. He meets a guy named Sentaro and a gal named Riko. And the two of them become fast friends. Riko and Sentaro have already been friends. Sentaro is kind of a loudmouth, like he's like a tough guy, bit of a delinquent.
His last name is like Kuwabawi or something. Because I remember it sounding like Kuwabara, and he reminded me of Kuwabara from Yu Yu Hakusho.
Yeah, he's got like a teensy bit of that, like that delinquent thing going on that Kuwabara has. It's something Bashi or something like Kura Bashi or something like that. I don't know. And then Riko. Her last name is Mukae because that's the name of the record store.
There you go. Damn, both names.
Yeah, how about that?
Yeah,
we're doing things. So Kaoru is a bit of a he's a bit of a nerd. He's a like comes from a rich family. He's a real brainiac. He plays piano. He plays classical piano. Sentaro is like a sort of a jock, sort of a delinquent type, and he plays jazz drums. And Sentaro gets Kaoru into jazz music essentially, and the two of them, along with Riko's father and their family friend Junichi, Jun, the four of them form a jazz quartet. And they play some music, and it's this lovely little coming of age story. Lots of high running emotions and love quadrangles and stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of inner monologues about how you just feel so much. You got so many feelings.
I think that's the thing that I was really surprised by with this show is that it was kind of sold to me as like a show about jazz.
Yeah, and it has a strong jazz focus, but that is not the only thing about it,
Yeah, the jazz is almost like the theming that you put around it. It's like in the same way that like, Game of Thrones is a story about power struggles in a medieval fantasy trapping.
Yeah, no, I see what you mean.
This is a like coming of age story that has jazz as kind of its overall theme.
Yeah.
Which is a lot of fun.
Totally.
Because, I mean, they're playing all the hits. Like the jazz hits. Like,
a lot of those standards. Yeah.
Yeah, all killer, no filler on this jazz recordings.
I guess I should mention, I grew up playing jazz I started in high school, and then like carried that on into college, and then played a bunch of like bars and weddings and festivals and things like that post college and stuff like that. And so like there's a sort of repertoire that you expect when it comes to like people playing jazz. So like when I first heard about the show, I was like, oh yeah, it's Yoko Kanno doing like jazz standards and stuff. I'm like, oh great, okay, we're gonna hear like fucking Autumn Leaves and All the Things You Are and like all the, you know, shit that you just hear as like a jazz student. Great, like it's music appreciation class, the show. But yeah, it managed to, like, it obviously shows a lot of reverence for like the hits, like the big standards that everybody knows, without necessarily being predictable as a set list, you know, or a track list, I should say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like I can't think of a term for it, like coffee house jazz or like bland jazz. Like it feels very jazzy jazz.
Yeah, it's some real shit for sure.
Yeah,
for
like
sure.
when jazz was like at its peak, like it's these guys.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, and this takes place in 1970s Japan, so like, you know, a lot of the stuff that they're playing kind of rose to prominence in like the 40s, 50s, 60s and stuff. But like it makes sense that there'd be sort of a delay in it reaching Japan because, like, you know, this is all happening in the West.
They were dealing with something in the 40s.
Yeah, something going on. Yeah, some weird shit happening. Who knows?
Yeah, so yeah, it took me a second to notice that it took place in the 70s too.
Yeah.
I was like, because I'm so unfamiliar with Japanese schools that I was like, oh yeah, they're just at school in Japan, whatever.
Yeah.
And then over time it's like, wait, hold on, they're dressed a little funny.
You see, like, I think it was in the record store is the first time you see like a U.S. Navy like sailor guy, and he's in like the all white with the ascot and the funny hat and stuff, and it's like, oh, okay, that's not what they wear these days.
Yeah, he's Donald Duck with pants.
He's Donald Duck with pants. Yeah, absolutely.
I was like, wait, hold on a second. And it's funny how it comes up in a bunch of different things, like that. Nobody uses phones, you know, nobody like able to just get in touch with each other really easily. So,
Yeah.
And that's really interesting too, because that kind of leads to like miscommunication and things like that.
Yeah.
So
very true.
Yeah.
It seems like they're still dealing in like records. Like they don't even have like cassette tapes, much less like CDs or MP3s or anything like that too.
Yeah, because they were like, oh, let me borrow that record.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Rico's parents, or her father at least, owns a record store. Like, and they sell records, not anything else.
Right, and it seems to be successful enough.
Yeah. Someone's buying them, seemingly.
Well, I take it that you continue to be a fan of the show.
After this is like my maybe fourth time watching it. It's been a while, but like it's still like it quite a bit. It's very good.
Let's kind of go. We can kind of make our way through the episodes, and we can go a little loose with it. So my first impressions watching this, especially from the beginning, right, with episode 1, it gives off some very strong yaoi vibes.
Totally.
Like, it's hard to see. Maybe this is just a symptom of the time I grew up in, but like platonic male friendship shown in a very like kind of like romantic heightened sort of sense or whatever. It's a good way of showing how these characters are becoming good friends, but like first scene they hold hands. Like
they do.
They don't say anything to each other before, and then they're holding hands kind of by accident.
Yeah. There's Someday My Prince Will Come is a famous jazz standards made famous by Bill Evans, but originally it was from the Snow White movie, like the Disney movie. They kind of sort of a little bit recreate the scene where the prince finds Snow White, like post-death, where Kaoru is trying to get to the roof, and there's like, you know, a bunch of chairs with something heavy, like with a blanket over it. He pulls the blanket off, and it's Sentaro taking a nap. And so it's this sort of like, you know, his prince has shown up sort of thing.
Yeah.
Which definitely, like, even without that context of like the Someday My Prince Will Come thing, like definitely sets a tone of like, oh, okay, there's maybe a little more than friendship going on.
Yeah, and there's a lot of scenes that you can kind of construe that way throughout. In the later episodes, Kaoru gets really upset that Sentaro is teaming up with a Beatles band. Beatles like rock band.
Yeah.
So it's very like you can kind of construe it that way, but I think they kind of make a lot of efforts to be like, this is a platonic thing. I don't think there's anything more going on.
There's some bits that make you question for sure. Like I think it's in the second episode where they all go to the like the beach episode essentially. Like they rent a boat and they're like out there and whatever, and like Kaoru's watching Sentaro row their boat and stuff like that, and then Sentaro wants a bite of Riko's popsicle, and then Kaoru offers his instead. Like there's some like low key kind of suggestive stuff going on, but yeah, they never quite bridge that gap.
Well, and a lot of it is in so when Kaoru meets Sentaro, who knows Riko, the three of them kind of become friends fairly quickly, and Kaoru is like, I am in love with Riko. Like, I think she's the best. Oh my God, I'd do anything for this girl to make her smile and all that jazz. So a lot of it is also him trying to like cut off Sentaro from like, because he's worried that Riko's going to end up liking Sentaro, and spoilers, it kind of happens.
Which that ship sailed. I think the bottom line of it is like, you know, this that sort of coming of age, you know, that sort of like 16 to 20 like period in your life is like just really confusing and hectic and messy, and like there's just a lot of like emotions going on and stuff like that, and so like it's easy to become confused about like, and I think that's kind of intentional, like, you know, how like there's this almost tension between Sentaro and Kaoru, like as a like, are they into each other? But like, no, it's just like they're very important people in each other's lives, and they're kind of learning to parse that alongside, you know, them sort of waking up as like wanting like romantic connections with people around them and stuff like that. So, it's messy and confusing, and I think that is by design.
Yeah, because it's messy in kind of a good way. Yeah. So I guess we kind of talk about the romance theming in this show. So as the show goes on, they kind of introduce not a love triangle, but like a love line or something. Like there's a girl who I can't remember her name.
I can't remember her name.
Sentaro likes her. She likes Junichi, the trumpet player. So she likes Junichi. Sentaro likes that girl. Riko likes Sentaro, and Kaoru likes Riko.
Yeah. So I guess it is sort of a love line.
Yeah. Like everybody's kind of working their way. Everybody's chasing after somebody that doesn't reciprocate those feelings necessarily.
Yeah.
Not that they outright hate the person who likes them, but that they may not have true romantic feelings in the same way that the person who likes them does for them. Yeah.
And I think that's sort of like
right?
What's that?
I think I phrased that right.
Yeah, no, I think so. Yeah, like I think like that's sort of the pain of unrequited love is like sort of a constant theme in this show that like all the characters experience in some way. And I think like the music choices back that up a lot. Like, you know, we go from Someday My Prince Will Come to songs like But Not For Me, like the leading lyric of they're singing songs of love but not for me, like Lullaby of Birdland, stuff like that. Like, you know, these songs about like, I really want this person to like me, I don't know if they will like me back, kind of stuff.
Yeah. And in the and a lot of that stuff as a non-jazz guy isn't super obvious, but it's still it's also not in the way. Like not knowing the jazz trappings, like fully understanding how it impacts the show still works really well.
Yeah, I think that's just like, moreover, like it speaks to its credit because, like, I mean, Yoko Kanno is like, you know, is a world-class act. I think that's
the person who did the music for the show.
Yes. Also the composer of like Cowboy Bebop, Wolf's Rain, Ghost in the Shell, other such famous things. She's a world-class, like, not even just like within the scope of like anime or games or anything like that. Like I think Yoko Kanno is like one of the better composers of our time for sure. Yeah. And like it's obvious that like she knows a fuck ton about this kind of stuff and has like, you know, really put a lot of thought into like the song choices and the way that they're presented and stuff. And it's just all great. Like, so even though jazz is not the number one single sole focus of the show, I think it speaks to its credit that like that stuff is also so well thought out. You know?
Yeah, because you could imagine another show that wanted to do the same thing, right? Where it's a coming of age story with jazz trappings.
Exactly.
You could imagine it really dropping the jazz stuff and not really, it's clear that like jazz is important to the people who created the show.
Because if it wasn't, like exactly, they could have Googled like top 10 jazz tracks of all time and then been like, okay, we'll throw in like All Blues by Miles Davis, we'll throw in some like something by Louis Armstrong, something by Ella Fitzgerald, something by John Coltrane, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, and then call it a day.
Yeah.
And it was a lot more nuanced and well thought out than that, which I appreciate.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And speaking of well thought out and all that, before we get too far away from it, I wanted to say too that going to like the messy side of their relationships and everything, right, works really well because as teenagers, you're kind of improvising how to ask somebody out and do all those things. And you've got your friends, your band with you, but you're still kind of figuring things out. You're kind of in uncharted territory to a certain degree. There's no like just playbook, unlike classical music where you hit the things at the right time. Jazz is a lot more freeform. And I think it works really well in this show that the emotions and relationship are kind of messy,
and they ain't always playing the butter notes.
Oh hey. But yeah, that but that it still works. Their friendships and whatnot still kind of stay together, even if it's not perfectly clean or as clean as you would want it.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. No, I like all the characters quite a bit. I really wish I could. I really wish that the lady without a name, the one that Sentaro's interested in, who in turn is interested in Junichi. Like, I wish she had a bit more screen time, a bit more development. Because like she is definitely like the certain, I guess like the branding of the show, like the OP and stuff like that, kind of painted as though like this is the four core characters. Like there's the high schoolers, but a lot of the time she feels like the odd one out. Like there's Sentaro, there's Riko, there's Kaoru, and she's just sort of out there to the side. Well,
they kind of have that in the opening because there's one shot that stands out to me where it shows like a profile shot of each of their characters, and as the beat happens, it shows like Kaoru, then it shows next beat Sentaro, then it shows Riko, and then but it's just showing like the sides of their faces next to each other, and then when it shows the girl who we can't remember her name, it kind of shows like a full body version of her. So compared to the other three, she does stand out a bit.
Yeah, she's more of a secondary.
Yeah, but not to say that you're wrong. This is by design, so no, you're right. It would have been good since is so kind of integral to this like love line and messy theme. If she were more of a character and less of like this, she's kind of aloof. She's kind of just doing sort of different things. It seems like they just kind of forget about her sometimes. Like,
totally.
Oh, Sentaro, I haven't seen you in like a while. Are you doing okay? It's like, you guys just went on a date and you didn't talk like the next day. Like, maybe I don't know how 70s dating worked, but that seems weird.
I don't freaking know how dating works now. I'm in a relationship for like almost 6 years. Like, I don't know about dating,
Yeah.
But like, but it's like, dating in another country 40, 50 years ago. Holy shit. Yeah, that's all sorts of territory that I know nothing about. But you're totally right. Like it's that's sort of the bummer about it is like, I feel like each character kind of gets their moment where it's like, okay, we see Kaoru as this kind of wimpy nerd dude, and then like we get to kind of learn more about him and why he is what he is, and then we get the same thing about Riko, and we get the same thing about Sentaro. Like we see a bit of their backstory and kind of why, like how they became who they are and stuff like that, and the trajectory they're headed on. We don't get as much out of her.
Absolutely. Yeah. She really is focused on those three.
Yeah. We don't remember her name.
Don't even
wonder why.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
I should. I've seen this show so many times, but I don't.
Yeah.
Well,
I guess to go through the first couple episodes, the one thing that really stuck out to me when I was watching, I was like, the animation feels weird. Like the way that people are moving and the way that people kind of look, it's like it has kind of a weird vibe. It doesn't look like it doesn't look like other anime, but not enough to be like stylistically like super different.
Yeah.
Right? Like it looks like an anime, but something's just a little off. I don't know what they're doing with these animations, but so in these first couple episodes, Kaoru and Sentaro kind of start playing together, and Kaoru's really getting the hang of jazz and everything.
Yeah.
And the animation for them playing these instruments is so good.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, whatever you're doing, which we guess is rotoscoping, it's working so good.
Totally.
Oh my god.
Yeah, because I think like, as you know, like we both play the drums. I think it's a very like easy thing to notice when someone on a screen is playing it's meant to be playing the drums like narratively, but then like, you know, what they're doing is not matching up with what you're hearing.
Absolutely.
It's super, super, super obvious. And like Watanabe, I should have mentioned this was directed by Shinichiro Watanabe if I didn't mention that already.
Who did like Cowboy Bebop,
Samurai Champloo, most recently I think he did Carol and Tuesday, stuff like that. Like, everything, if it's not everything he's made, with the exception of Zankyo no Terror, with everything he's done is kind of like had an angle on music in some way, shape, or form. Like Cowboy Bebop is obviously very informed, like aesthetically informed by like, you know, jazz and blues. Yeah, Samurai Champloo with like, you know, their very close collaboration with Fat John and Nujabes and stuff like that. And this is a show about musicians, right? So like, I think kind of nailing that was very important to him, is my guess.
Yeah, and I think, and it really, like, as like you're saying, like I think it really kind of pays off in the selling that they are like talented and that they're good at what they're doing. And if you're gonna have extended scenes where characters are playing music, make those scenes like look good. And they look, you know, like so far as I could tell, the drummer looked like he was playing the drums. Yeah, you know, like that's one of my biggest pet peeves is when, like, especially in music videos, when you see the person like playing the drums and it's not lining up with the sound that the drums are making. Yeah, it creates some kind of dissonance in my brain that makes me like just dislike what I'm seeing so much. And maybe that's just a drummer problem.
No, yeah, I mean, I think it's like if you play an instrument and you see like someone. So you're supposed to be playing that instrument on the screen and like obviously not doing a good job of pantomiming that, like it's something that's gonna, you know, you're gonna notice. I feel like whenever, if you watch a movie about like, say, like a military movie with a gun nut and they do something like wrong, like someone's showing poor trigger discipline or something like that, like they're gonna point that out, you know, like that's not how they should do that, that's not the right formation, whatever, you know what I mean?
We're gun nuts for drums.
We're gun nuts for drums.
Nuts.
Drum nuts. Yeah, I like that. Drum nut. You know, that on a bumper sticker.
Oh shit.
Yeah. But it's obviously a lot of attention to detail was paid with that kind of thing, and I'm willing to bet it was totally rotoscoped.
That really seems to be the vibe it has.
Yeah.
And there's even a bunch of other shots that I'm like, that has to be rotoscoped. Like there's a part where like characters keep like waving, like, hey, like come listen to this cool jazz. And it's like that animation looks so rotoscoped.
Totally. Yeah. And it's funny, like it didn't ever really jump out at me before, like until we started talking about it was when I noticed, like, oh yeah, it's totally rotoscoped. But like, I guess that kind of speaks to its credit in the sense of like it's cohesive enough with the rest of the animation style that it's not the first thing you notice. Like, you know, like if you've ever seen anything by Ralph Bakshi, like the moment you see any sort of rotoscope, it's like, oh fuck, that's like, you know, that's all you can kind of really think about. This doesn't quite do that.
Absolutely. And I think so. Like I was saying, like the animation when I was looking at it kind of threw me off a little bit. But by the time like you've watched like 10 minutes or so, you're settled in. Like by the time I was like 4 or 5 episodes, I didn't even notice that like the non-music shots have whatever weird taste that I recognize in the episode.
I
might just be overanalyzing.
I mean, it's the kind of thing where like, you know, we're thinking about this because we're watching this with like, you know, with the intent to critique it in a bit and all that, but like stuff like the bus, like the vehicles in that, like they take a bus to the beach a few times over the course of these episodes, and like this was my first time noticing that those buses were CG. Stuff like that, like it's so cohesive with the rest of the style, as opposed to something like I Want to Eat Your Pancreas, where like you see is like, what is this fucking Blender ass, this fucking Unity ass fucking bus doing in the middle of this anime shot, you know?
I think we're gonna shit on those I Want to Eat Your Pancreas cars forever.
They're like some of the ugliest cars I've seen in anime. It is what it is,
and they really stick out.
It's not even that the usual like anime fan brainlet take of like, I think CG bad. Like, you know, obviously CG is great when used correctly as a tool. Those cars they just look like ass. They look like ass.
Just don't have them. Yeah. But we were already pretty negative on that movie anyways.
Okay, so
since we're not really going episode by episode, which I'm fine with. What were some of your favorite parts from the show? Or what were some parts? I shouldn't say favorite. What were some parts that like stuck out to you?
You know, as someone very music minded, I think like a lot of the soundtrack and stuff like that sticks out to me. Like the use of Yoko Kanno's arrangement of Lullaby of Birdland in the 5th episode or 4th, the one where they visit Kaoru's mom. In Tokyo. That's 5? Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
The episode is named, like, each episode is named after a jazz standard, I'm pretty sure. That one is named Lullaby of Birdland. Yeah, like when they sort of like play the intro to it, and then like, you know, it cuts out, and then like when they're on the train and like, you know, the doors close and like they kind of say their goodbyes. Like Kaoru's seen his mom for the first time in like years and years and years, and the doors close, and then it actually kicks into the verse of Lullaby Birdland. Like just like kind of small moments like that, like really, really, really stood out to me for sure.
Yeah.
And then also episode 7, that concert that the two of them put on, is just one of the best musical anime moments.
Yeah, that was
kind of bar none.
That was absolutely great. That mom moment where he's getting on the train and the train's about to leave and his mom's kind of saying these heartfelt things, that really like hit hard.
Yeah.
And I think it hit hard too, because it's like so there's also like a part that really stuck out to me was how Kaoru really likes Riko, and she what am I saying? And so like they're kind of going back and forth. She likes Sentaro. He's not really sure what to do. And he ends up kissing her, and she cries, and she's really hurt by him doing that. You know, It's one of those like emotional, like an emotional moment is happening, and I think the cliche is to like kiss, and then they go, oh my God, we finally shared our feelings for each other.
Yeah.
And she cries, and he's hurt her, and the show has a lot of characters doing things to their, like, emotionally hurting the friends around them.
Yeah.
And finding ways to like heal after something like that. And the mom scene really stuck out to me, where like that's where a lot of the issues that Kaoru has stems from his mom. And so it's really like this show about like complicated emotions with each other, and also people not cruelly but kind of accidentally or just by circumstance hurting each other emotionally.
Yeah, it's that sort of like hedgehog's dilemma kind of thing, like they talk about in Evangelion. That sort of like, you know, it's Kaoru hurts Riko out of his desire to be closer to her. You know? Like,
because he doesn't want to be isolated anymore.
Yeah, like he's like really scared of like being alone again. He has like his family at home, or his like aunt or whoever is like watching him at the moment, like is very cold towards him. Like they don't have any sort of like rapport between each other. Same thing with his cousin for the most part. Like he's kind of alone in the world without like his dad, who's always away, and then Kaoru, or the Riko and Sentaro, and like his desire to be closer to Riko out of his like romantic feelings drives him to do that. Like that very ill-advised thing he does where he kisses her out of nowhere. And it hurts her. Like it hurts her in a way that he can't take back, and like that kind of irreparably changes their relationship, but like they get past it, you know? Mm-hmm. It's not the same, but like they both kind of learn from it, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's, I think, yeah, you're totally right. That's something that like is constantly repeated between these two all these characters, kind of hurting each other inadvertently, not like a lot of the time because they care for each other.
Yeah, absolutely. And also like that they kind of grow with those emotions too, but like also, you know, to a certain extent you can't, like, I guess with the hedgehog's dilemma, like you can't help who you are, or you can't help how you feel. You can just kind of like try to put certain unsociable things in check.
Yeah,
you know?
Totally.
Because by like the 6th or 7th episode, he's like there's a couple girls who are like, oh, Riko, are you dating like Kaoru? Like, oh my God. And he like has always been quiet in class, but he gets up, he's like, no, we're just friends.
Yeah.
Like, you know, that's just the way it is.
Yeah.
And you know, like kind of, and it's kind of like, it is like I think a decent growth moment for him. And I think he probably still likes Riko, but is like, that's not, you know, where things are headed.
Yeah, he's made peace with the fact that they're not going to be together.
That's the right phrasing. Yeah.
Yeah, he's accepted it, even though like some of those feelings are still there for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I thought that was a really, in 7 episodes, these characters go through so much together.
Yeah.
But it's not so dramatic that it's off-putting. It feels very kind of grounded, but messy enough to be entertaining.
It's very, like, in a lot of ways, it's very, like, it is a slice of life anime, I think. Like, it's like, there's no huge central conflict. There's no villain. There's nothing like that. It's about just kind of these people, like, navigating the twists and turns of life together, like, in this very messy, confusing age, age range, I should say. But no, you're totally right. I had something I was going to add to that, and I totally just completely lost it. You ever get that, like, you just have this, like, flash in your brain, and then everything you had was just gone,
It's tough in this podcast, too, because it's, like, sometimes, like, you'll be saying something, and I'll be like, oh, I have the perfect response. And then you go in a different direction by the end of the sentence, I'm like, oh, fuck, where am I?
But no, there is a very tangible sense of growth with all these characters.
Yes.
Less so she who shall not be named. I don't know.
Or cannot be named.
Cannot be named. It would be named if we knew it. I feel like her character growth is going from someone who doesn't know who Junichi is to someone who has this kind of doomed to fail crush on Junichi.
Yeah.
Got to get out of there. He's too old for you. He's got too much shit going on.
Yeah, he is like a college student.
He is a college student.
She's like 16 or something.
Or something. She's in... I think she's ahead of them in... Like, she's like a year ahead of them, I think. Well, maybe. No, maybe not.
Regardless, it's still a bit odd.
Yes.
But I don't remember if there's ever a scene... Like, Junichi... I guess he's a little flirty with her, but like I don't think he ever like is out there like, ooh, let me really like get.
He's just kind of a cool, sexy guy.
He's a cool guy.
Yeah,
yeah. I mean and everybody likes him because he's really cool.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like it's not just a she who cannot be named thing. It's like everybody's like Junichi's in town. Fuck, dude.
Yeah,
let's hang out.
Dude, we're gonna. Yeah.
Like the dad who owns the record store is like, hey Rico, can you watch the shop? I want to jam out with Junichi. Junichi?
Junichi, yeah.
There's also, I think it's Juichi, which is Joey's name in Yu-Gi-Oh! It might be Junichi.
Juichi means 11.
Oh, then maybe not.
Maybe it is Junichi.
I don't know what Junichi... It might be Junichi.
I mean, it could be. It very well could be. Or it could be Joichi. I don't know.
Yeah, it might be Joey. I can't remember. Because when you combine Yugi's name and... whatever Joey's name is in Japanese, it makes like play games or something like that. There's a pun between their two Japanese names.
I don't know it.
Yeah, I don't know it either.
I know a little bit. Teensy little bit of
According
Japanese.
According to a fan sub website, I emailed, hey, just curious about these translation things. That's what I've heard.
Gotcha.
So that's my one bit of advanced Yu-Gi-Oh knowledge.
There you go. Yeah, that's good. It's always weird that like that I don't know if it's like 4Kids or whatever, but like, that thing that they all did where they would change the Japanese names to English names.
Yeah, though holy shit, do I love it for Yu-Gi-Oh, dude. Like Joey and his fucking New York accent.
Yeah.
And there are also a series of cards, I'm pretty sure they're real. I'm pretty sure this wasn't just some random Twitter post I saw, where the text is written at like Joey, so it's got a lot of like does and these guys, with these and whatever. I want to track down those cards so bad.
That's so good. Play some Duel Monsters.
Such a great
play
card.
the Red Eyes Black Dragon.
I'm gonna
Yugi.
summon my Time Wizard.
Hey Yug, I got
Yug.
Jinzo. Negates the trap cards, Yug.
Oh fuck, dude.
Oh, I need to pay if I need to win this tournament for my sister's eye surgery, Yug.
I feel like it's not to the same degree, but I want to know how many times Yu-Gi-Oh has come up in episodes. Like, is this my Sonic?
You know what? It might be. It very well could be.
Yeah, very well could be.
Oh, you know what? So, you're familiar with Hurdle, right?
Hurdle?
Like, so Wordle, right?
Okay.
There's Hurdle,
No word.
Heardle.
Okay.
Where basically it'll play you a small snippet of a song, and then you guess what the song is. And if you get it wrong, or if you decide to skip, then it will give you a little more of the song. And like you're trying to trying to guess, like, or not guess, like you're trying to figure out what the song is, and then eventually, like, you know, you get it, it plays the whole thing for you. There's a Sonic version of that.
Oh boy.
I have been on such a streak.
Oh yeah.
Like 3 weeks, I think. Today that streak ended.
Oh shit.
I did not. It wasn't like when I say a streak, I don't mean I've gotten everyone right. I mean I've gotten everyone right on the first try.
Oh shit.
You can play me 1.5 seconds of any Sonic song, I will know it, except today's, which, I mean, it's no spoilers because by the time this goes up, it'll be way later. It's the final boss theme from Sonic 3D Blast. Sonic 3D Blast, because something to do with the Sega Genesis, like 3D graphics or whatever, gives me horrible, horrible motion sickness. So I throw up if I ever get past the first level of that game, pretty much. Like, I have to lay down after playing a level of that game. So, of course, I've never played the fucking final boss. I just needed to get that out there.
Fake Sonic fan over here.
Yeah, I can't play. I can't play that game. Like I've been meaning to do Sonic Sundays. Like I want to start a stream where I just like play through the entire Sonic series, like just once a week. Not the whole series once a week. Like
No, yeah, play through the whole thing every Sunday.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's just start to finish. Game. Yeah. From Sonic 1 to Sonic Forces every single Sunday. But yeah, like I want to start streaming Sonic games soon, and I'm like, I want to play every Sonic game. I don't know how I'm going to do that one.
Yeah.
Because I will, in fact, like throw up or pass out or something within half an hour.
You got to okay, option for you. You play 20 minutes every stream and then you play the different Sonic.
Yeah.
So you play just enough to get a little bit, maybe you end the stream. Okay, let's play a little bit of Sonic 3D. 20 minutes and then you start to feel it. All right, guys, I'm nauseous. Time to end the stream.
Yeah. I had a thought like I'm going to get you or somebody else to play through that game and just narrate it to me. I will not be looking, but I'll be mic'd up still.
Well, what if we do like a blindfold run for you? You put blindfolds on and then I tell you what you should try.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
I try to describe this.
I mean, that's the only way I'm beating that game. But it's a much slower paced game than most of the other Sonic games. So like maybe that's the answer.
Yeah, maybe that's how we do it.
Yeah, it's like a top down isometric kind of thing. That could work.
Have you watched? Does it throw you off if you watch people play the game too?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like just looking at that, there's something about like the ground is all checkered and like the way it scrolls or parallaxes or whatever just like really gets me. I don't know what it is. It's only that game.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Like I many times vomited as a child trying to play through that game.
That's so good.
Like
that's like peak child behavior too. Like this is making me sick. But I'm going to keep doing this. Is fucking Bang MIXX in video game form.
Yeah, we say as a child, but like what has changed? There's 30 and 31 years old sitting here playing or drinking this awful fucking seltzer.
I love that the last fucking thing that I think we talked about was how these teenage anime characters have grown so much in 7 episodes. We have not grown in fucking 30 years.
No, not even a little bit. God, that sucks. Oh, it's so bad.
I can't believe you went for it.
Jesus.
Dude, halfway through this podcast, you were talking and I was like, I had to grab my stomach. I was like, fuck. It hurts so bad. I cannot imagine. I put the whole 6-pack out. Maybe they'll be good. Maybe we'll just drink them or whatever. I cannot imagine. I cannot imagine finishing even half of that. If we split this,
I've made peace with the fact that I'm gonna finish this can. It's something I feel like I got to do now. I ain't touching another one of those.
Oh, dude, yeah, those are going straight to the fucking bin.
Yeah.
Or no, I'm hanging on to those, man. Those I'm giving those to people who my birthday's coming up, Halo LAN party. Oh, dude, I got you a drink.
Then it's that, yeah. That's the thing. It's sort of a psychological, because again, if this was even if this is an 8% type of drink, I'm like, well, hey, that's the price you got to pay to get where you're trying to get in a hurry. But this is 5%. 5%. And it sucks.
Dude, yeah, because I remember us powering through the PBR blacks.
Oh, those were terrible.
Yeah, those were terrible, but they were 8%.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. That's the price you pay.
That's the price you pay.
Not this, though.
No.
It's just pain.
It's just pain.
Yeah.
Well, unlike Kids on the Slope.
Unlike Kids on the
Slope. A great show.
Yeah,
here.
those kids are feeling some pain, some emotional pains. We're not, though.
Would steer clear of Bang MIXX.
They, you know what?
Absolutely. They were smart, responsible
I
kids.
think one sip of Bang MIXX would kill any one of those kids. They're living in the 70s. They have nothing on the GMO game that we have nowadays.
Honestly, people from the 70s are weak and cowardly and can't handle Bang MIXX.
Exactly. Yeah.
This is more brutal than a tour in Vietnam.
This is the taste of evolution right here. Bang MIXX.
Bang MIXX, the future of humanity.
I feel like I don't know if something maybe it's just something inside me is getting stronger as a result of drinking this, and or maybe dying. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
What it's like a what doesn't kill you kind of thing. Maybe I come out superhuman, or maybe I just die.
Which isn't the thing. Like, you can get wounded and never fully recover.
That's true. Yeah. Like, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. That's not always true.
Not always the case.
Oftentimes not, actually.
Yeah. Like, I would imagine if you were a runner and you lost both your legs in a car accident, like all the way up, you probably would not become stronger unless
not a stronger runner anyway.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. But then your upper body gets strong, and then you get robot parts, and then you actually are mechanically stronger.
There you go. Yeah, you got like the turbo legs from Death Stranding, and you just zipping.
Okay, I take it back.
Yeah.
What doesn't kill you makes you stronger is unequivocally correct.
Yeah, exactly. No exceptions.
Absolutely. Well, unless there's anything else you want to cover. I mean, we watched 7 episodes. I feel like they're so cohesive in theming that I think talking about the themes makes more sense than trying to go episode by episode.
Kind of, yeah. Like, I feel like episode by episode is kind of meaningless in this, other than just kind of reciting the plot back to people.
Yeah, absolutely. I will say, we touched on it a little bit, but the episode 7 ending is really nice.
Oh, yeah, totally. Yeah.
Yeah, where you have the Beatles band and their amps break, so then it's up to Kaoru and Sentaro. They're not on the best terms, but they're, Kaoru's going to play the piano and Sentaro's going to play the drums. And God, it's so nice.
And that's their sort of like, making up moment, because Kaoru hears about like Sentaro joining this Beatles band. I figured it must have been like a cover band, but now that I think about it, I think they were just Beatles inspired.
I think they were Beatles inspired.
Yeah, because I don't think the song they're playing is a Beatles track.
Yeah, I didn't recognize it.
Yeah. So Kaoru, his fear of abandonment kicks in, and he like lashes out at Sentaro for this like ultimately kind of innocent thing.
Yeah.
And this is him sort of like repairing that bond, is them performing. Kaoru gets on the piano to basically like cover for the band while they deal with some technical issues, because their instruments plug in, and that's not real music. They need power outlets to play them. No, that's fake.
Give me an upright piano and some drums, and I'm good to go.
Exactly. Yeah. Done deal. But yeah, so they play this really awesome medley of like basically all the songs they've played together up until this point. Well, a lot of the songs they played together up until this point. And then and it's just great. Yeah. And then they hold hands and they run off into the distance, and then that's the episode. Done.
I mean, end of the show practically.
Yeah, honestly, like you could watch until that point and then just be like, "Well, great. That was a wonderful story."
Yeah. Yeah, okay, so if you don't mind going into the review part, I wanted to bring up that ending.
Oh, sure.
Like the actual ending. So I'll just jump into it. My review is keep watching, but that's such like ending. Like that, the show could be 7 episodes. I feel like I could never see another episode and feel like I got a lot out of it.
Yeah,
everything out of it.
Totally. In fact, I think the first time I watched it, I did just kind of stop after that. Not consciously. It was just like I hit that episode and I was like, "That's a good stopping point for today," and then started watching Hunter x Hunter or something like that. Like just yeah.
Just an absolute not cliffhanger.
Yeah. I'll say. Oh wait, I guess I didn't get to the part where you're like, were you going to ask a question or something, or
no?
Oh, okay.
No, I was just going to say that was kind of funny because it's only 12 episodes.
It is,
right? Yeah. So it's
12 or 13. No.
Yeah, but it's not like 26.
No.
Yeah.
No. It's one season.
Yeah, and that's nice. I like that.
I love that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything that can tell its story in like, because I mean, if you watched all 12, 13 episodes, like that's, like the span of a movie or two, you know?
Yeah, absolutely, and it's a great show.
Yeah, totally.
I take it you're also a keep watching guy.
Yeah, I mean, I kept watching multiple times. I will continue to do so. I love it. I love Watanabe's kind of expression music and stuff. I love fucking Yoko Kanno's like take on a lot of these jazz standards and stuff. Her version of Lullaby of Birdland may be my favorite recording of Lullaby of Birdland.
Oh shit!
Yeah, that one in particular, that medley. My one gripe about it, and like maybe this is spoilers, maybe it isn't, but like episode 7, I think musically speaking, I think that scene we saw in episode 7 was kind of the peak of it. Like they don't ever do anything that cool musically for the rest of the series.
But I think that's kind of okay.
Yeah.
In a way, like having not seen the rest of the show, I think that's kind of okay because again, it's a show where jazz. It's not about jazz. It's about these characters.
I agree.
And jazz is there, kind of reinforcing a lot of the themes that these characters are going through.
Yeah, totally. I totally agree, and like, yeah, that's perfectly fine. It's just like the first time I watched it, I was like, got past episode 7, I was like, oh, all right, man, if that was the halfway point, I can't wait to see what they. No, that was the highlight, the peak of the jazz music on display. Which, yeah, it was a hell of a peak. It was great. I loved that medley. It's fantastic.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's so nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was such a killer episode. Yeah, I'm excited to see where it goes, how the relationships kind of get answered. It is kind of one of those things, though, where I do, unfortunately, like kind of what you were saying, like feel like I'm going to have to push myself a little bit to finish these next few episodes.
Yeah.
Just because it is such a solid ending that I could see myself being like, that was really fun.
Totally.
Go into my room, start playing like Stellaris or whatever, and then never come back to the show.
That is sort of a pitfall of the show. Like almost works to its detriment a little bit.
Yeah.
Is how nice of an ending episode 7 is.
Yeah, it's like if in Hajime no Ippo he like fights his rival there, wins, and then is like well, and I'm done boxing.
Yep,
I'm never gonna
it.
box again. It's like, well, what are the rest of the episodes about?
Yeah. What's the remaining like 140 episodes gonna be?
Mm-hmm. He's just like working at a fishing place.
Yeah, he just takes over the family business, and that's it. He did what he came to do.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And he dies of old age. And that's it. That's his life.
The end. Yeah. Hajime no Ippo does stay incredibly good.
It does. I've watched. I took a break, but I've watched like 30 more episodes at this point.
Okay.
So I know that's weirdly only a scratch into the show.
It was like a fifth of the way in. I think it's like 150 episodes.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a fuck ton of episodes.
Yeah.
It's been a minute since I've watched that much of a show.
Totally.
So
yeah. It's like, I think that's sort of like something else is like, aging as an anime fan is a lot more difficult to get into those like really long running shows. Like I haven't even watched that much like Demon Slayer, mostly because I'm like, it's gonna be one of those things that goes on forever, isn't it?
yeah.
Like I thought it was gonna be over, and then Mugen Train came out, and I'm like, this is just gonna keep going, right? And we're gonna get to a point where it's 200 episodes.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that. I don't want it.
Yeah, it's like with video games too. Like when an open world, like this is the biggest open world map in any video game. It's like that. Too much for me.
Yeah.
I kind of want a quicker experience these days.
It was it was the new it was a new Far Cry. No, it was Dying Light 2. That like parkour zombie game. They said like there's over like 2,000 hours of content in this game. I'm like, that sounds hellish. Why would you do that?
Yeah.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah.
I like the most I've played one game consecutively in the last, I don't know how many years, with the exception of Final Fantasy 14, has been Sifu. And like I platinumed that game in like maybe 40 hours.
Yeah.
Like that is, I did everything there was to do in that game in under 40 hours. That is A-okay.
Yeah.
That is great for me.
Absolutely. And and that's and again, it's the same with anime. Like knowing that it's just going to be a shorter show, God, it makes it so much easier.
Yeah.
So much more palatable.
Totally.
Like if you told me, I think it would kind of weigh on me if you were like, yeah, there are 150 episodes of Kids on the Slope.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, like I would be like, I would probably be like, this is a great show. This is the far as I would go.
That was. I mean, now that we're putting words to this, like I think that was in fact a gripe of mine towards Space Brothers. Was like that's a 99 episode show, and I'm like, if this was a nice, neat little 13 episode affair, even 26 episodes, like hey, great, but like. I ain't got 99 episodes of that show in me. No,
I barely got through those 6. So.
I enjoyed what we watched to that show. Don't get me wrong, and it's really funny. That's the one I wished for the death of the sitting president, and that was the one that got algorithmed and ended up hitting a few hundred.
Yeah,
views.
maybe we need to just wish more terrible things for politicians.
I guess. Yeah,
we're too kind.
We say that, and I don't really have the stones to do it
to Biden.
Yeah,
he's already got dementia. Whatever.
Yeah, like nothing I can do is really going to speed up that process at this point. The man's trying to shake hands with people that aren't there. What's the point?
This is a terrible visual thing to bring up on the podcast, but it's like it's like close to midterms, like we're voting again or whatever.
Yeah.
There's a fucking political ad that we got, and like on one side is this politician, and he's got all these protesters behind him who are like, we want affordable housing, we want all this other stuff, and then next to it is his opponent, and she's got like these corporate people behind it, and they're holding up signs, and they say like, we love big oil, and there's another one that says like, stop affordable housing, and I love
affordable housing.
I love the idea of someone holding up a sign that says like, I'm tired of houses being within reach of the common man. Like,
people do hate affordable housing though. That's a real thing. Like NIMBYs, yeah. That was like a news story for like 6 hours on the internet. Was like Dave Chappelle, I can't remember what city it was in, Cincinnati or something. Like Dave Chappelle had basically like invested a bunch of money in like various businesses in that area, and then there was this big like affordable housing complex that was going to go up, and he basically like went to City Hall and was like, yeah, you let them build that, I'm pulling everything. I do not want affordable housing in this part of the city. I'm like, what an unlikable fella that guy whose job it is to make people laugh.
Yeah. That's the one thing I really love about the democracy that we live in, is how much power is restricted to a very small amount of people.
Yeah.
Thinking about the Supreme Court and about how like a majority, so 5 people, can overturn any law, and because they're the highest court, they can just say whatever they want.
Yeah, and they're there until they die.
That's
sick. That's cool. Really cool.
That's really good. That's such a good thing to have in a democracy.
This rules. Yeah.
This is so good.
Makes me feel like my vote matters.
Honestly, I think the only thing that we could do is make it better is maybe have like presidents serve for life and have all of the power.
I think so.
And call them kings. Yeah. I think that would be really sick.
And then, instead of voting for the next one, we just like, that guy's got a kid, that one's in charge now.
Honestly, dude,
Easy.
If I didn't have to go to the ballot, that would be the best thing for democracy.
Yeah, I'm so sick of Pokemon going to the polls.
Now make it tie in with definance and cryptocurrency, and I'm sold, dude.
There we go.
We live in a hell world.
Yeah. Fuck Dave Chappelle, too.
Fuck Dave Chappelle.
Yeah. Fuck him.
Yeah, it's such a bummer. I remember loving that dude for a long time.
I loved his show. I loved, like, look. No, I was about to say I don't like his the recent stuff he's done. That's not the point. He's just like, he's been a despicable person for the last many years. But like, yeah, I loved his stuff once upon a time, but it's hard to laugh when listening to someone is despicable. So it doesn't really matter how I feel about the quality of his Netflix specials. Fuck that dude.
Yeah.
Fuck him.
Yeah, and there's always more comedians.
Yeah.
Same thing with, not that Louis C.K. or that. Same thing with Louis C.K., right? Like, fuck that dude. He doesn't need to be a comedian anymore.
And that Chris Rock guy, I think someone should just walk up and now.
Oh, yeah.
I got so bored of that joke, like, once it left my mouth. I watched a movie with Chris Rock in it the other day. That's the only reason he's still in my... He's fun. He's got a funny voice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like him. I don't think he's done anything terrible.
I don't think he's done anything terrible. I have some ethical qualms with some of his material. He does a lot of like I'm scared of black people robbing me at the ATM, and it's like, buddy, I don't know if anyone told you this. You yourself might be a little black.
See, but that's what makes it so subversive.
Yeah,
funny.
He's just kind of giving people permission to laugh at the same anti-black jokes. It's like, all right. if there's levels to that, if there's some sort of complexity that I don't get or whatever, and it's actually like super woke that he's doing that, suck my ass, I don't care.
Dude, how would you feel if somebody a white person parroted a Chris Rock anti-black joke to you?
Yeah.
Like, no, dude, Chris Rock said it.
Yeah, he's like, oh, no. Chris Rock said there's a difference between black people and niggas, right? And it's like, oh, all right, well, suck my ass, I don't care still. How about that? Fuck that guy.
Good shit.
Fuck him, fuck Dave Chappelle. That's it. Fuck those two in particular. Fuck Louis C.K.
But most of all, fuck Bang MIXX, dude.
I saw you take another sip of that, too.
Oh, why did I do it? I didn't even think. I was just like, oh, okay. Yeah, I'm listening to Bakari. Let me grab my drink real quick. Oh, fuck.
Hey, solidarity. Anyway.
It's like old Jolly Rancher.
It's
like it didn't have the plastic wrap on it. It just sat in your pocket for a while.
Yeah, it's got like pocket lint and stuff kind of on it. Yeah. There's something really gross about that. Like it's
Well, let's get to our plugs here.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna jump in right away and say, if you liked this podcast, if you liked this episode, if we're both on YouTube and on Podbean and Spotify.
Quite so.
If you want the audio version, you can go to Podbean. If I cannot get it to be on iTunes, I can't. It's just not a thing. So if you want it on your phone through whatever service you use, you can use our RSS feed. It's pretty simple.
Yeah.
And you can get it on your phone. I've got it on my phone. So.
I'm not 100% what an RSS feed is.
It's like basically just like a web link, and you just punch it into like most apps have like a add RSS feed. I use Beyond Pod, and you just hit add RSS feed, copy paste, and you're good. So you can get every episode that way.
So
and
now I'm like
free.
at like 60% of clear on what an RSS feed is.
It's
That's fine. That's all I need. That's all I need.
You ever heard of a hyperlink on the internet?
No. What is that?
It's basically one of those. So you can do that. The YouTube, you can subscribe on there. That's where most of if we get interaction, that's where most of it is. Probably what I pay the most attention to.
Is that like at the end of Majora's Mask when you've collected all 40 masks and then you trade them, you become the fierce deity Link, and then you're like the big guy, you shoot beams out of your sword?
Yeah.
That's hyperlink?
Oh, fuck.
Yeah,
God, I was like, how are you going to tie this into YouTube?
That's right. No,
Oh, my God.
Into the internet.
Anyways.
Digimon Our War Game. Summer Wars.
Like and subscribe. It numbers going up makes me feel better. Bakari, what do you got going on?
Guys, if you don't like Dave Chappelle, or if you like Majora's Mask, or if you like jazz, sound off in the comments. If you like Patrick Warburton and his wife getting her testing her devotion to her husband over a bee, a literal 6-legged insect bee.
Oh shit!
Voiced by Jerry Seinfeld. Sound off in the comments. What was I saying?
You know what would have been great is if instead of releasing this episode finally, we just read the B movie script.
Science says that a bee can't fly, but bees they be flying anyway. You know
That's what science says.
Yeah, that's what science says.
That's scientific theory. That's how they're supposed to write it.
That's the Newton's first law. Bees be flying.
Bees be flying.
Right, plugs. Jesus. Plugs. You can follow me on Twitter, twitter.com/8mammoth, or if you're on your phone, you go on Twitter and then put in the search bar at 8mammoth, number 8, MAMMOTH. I have a SoundCloud that I haven't updated in like a year. That's Octo Mammoth, OCTO Mammoth. That's it. I'm going to be streaming eventually. Hopefully next month.
Okay.
In a couple of weeks, in a couple of weeks, 2 or 3 weeks. That's right now. It's twitch.tv/hellyabakari. I'm probably going to change that. So
That's kind of a fun one though.
That is kind of a fun one, but like I'm trying to keep the branding consistent. I don't know. Like I've been trying to figure out like how much effort I should be putting into this whole like internet personality thing. And it's like, well, if I want people to listen to my music and also go check out my podcast and maybe check out a stream that I do, like maybe I should, keep the names consistent or whatever.
Yeah.
I should be using my Twitter as like an artist Twitter or whatever. I should unlock my Instagram. Maybe I should figure out what the fuck TikTok is and get on that. Maybe
It's time to get hip.
Yeah. But I haven't done any of those things. I'm probably not gonna. So twitch.tv/hellyabakari. I'm gonna be streaming every Sonic game eventually, hopefully, with the exception of Sonic 3D Blast.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
I want to see that.
That's gonna be a good time. Yeah. Starting with the Genesis Trio, and then we're gonna figure it out from there.
Yeah.
I guess the Genesis Trio plus Sonic CD.
Oh yeah.
5 games if you count Sonic 3 and Knuckles.
Not counting
Sonic and Knuckles is different games.
Because I'm only here for suffering. Not counting the one that makes you throw up. Which one are you dreading the most?
In short term, Sonic Spinball. Just because I've always been really bad at that game. It's like half platformer, half pinball.
Oh boy.
It's weird, and I never got anywhere. Like I never beat that game. I got into the lava world and then died a bunch. There's that one, and then a little further along, I want to get every like true ending. Does not mean 100%ing it, but like say if there's Chaos Emeralds to collect, I got to collect the Chaos Emeralds and get the true ending. Stuff like that.
Yeah.
Shadow the Hedgehog, as I have mentioned, has 326 unique routes. However, obviously I'm not doing that. But if I'm going to get the true ending of that, I think I do need to get every ending, which means there's like a lot of tedious backtracking and level replaying that I may end up having to do.
That's going to be really cool that you're going to be, by the end of it, one of the people who's the best in the world at Shadow the Hedgehog.
Yeah, I mean, it was a matter of time, honestly.
Yeah, that's fair.
This is my destiny. Yeah. So tune in for that.
That's gonna be good.
I'm hoping for early June, first or second week of June, but we'll see how it goes. I still got some shit to set up. I still got to figure this all out. Yeah.
Well, if you want a hand with anything, I'm happy to help. You've already set up your stream stuff pretty well.
But, it's sort of like I've got to figure out like, do I want to overlay? Do I need a noise for if someone subscribe? Can people subscribe to me? I don't know what that means to subscribe to someone. You know what I mean? Like, I don't fucking know how this shit works.
Twitch
I'm just a guy.
Weird.
Yeah.
Well, fuck yeah, man. I'm excited to see that stream. I'm excited for whatever we do in the next episode. We didn't figure it out.
Oh, yeah.
Because nothing ever goes our way.
No.
So we'll insert something at the end here. There's like a solid 25% chance it'll be what we end up watching.
Could watch I've been in the mood to revisit Humanity Has Declined. You ever heard of that?
No.
It's a movie in which or show in which there's a new like race of things, like elves essentially show up, and they are like itty bitty little like Keebler elf looking things. But they just kind of they're so chill, and they're so like, don't need anything from the earth or whatever, that like they are able to survive in most any condition, and end up inadvertently becoming the new dominant life form on the planet Earth. And there is one remaining human, just a nice gal who lives in peace with the elves, and it's just kind of her story as like the last human alive in a world that no longer belongs to the humans.
Oh, that's cute. Okay,
it's really cute, actually. It's a lot of fun. Yeah.
Okay.
The theme song is like 2009-ish,
okay,
something like that.
So
maybe
old.
a little.
It's
yeah,
old.
It's old. Yeah,
very
ancient.
old.
Yeah,
okay.
Fucking dirt. Old as dirt. Yeah.
Old as dirt. Got it.
Yeah. The theme song is done by the same people who did the theme song for Hanasaku Iroha, if you remember that one.
I don't remember it, but I think I liked it.
It's catchy. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
It's a good time.
There haven't been a lot of theme songs that I've been like, that sucks, that we've had in the show. Like, that I can think of, at least off the top of my head.
I never think an anime theme song like sucks. Like sometimes they're uninteresting or kind of boring or whatever, but I'm never like, oh, my ears, this is terrible. Like, it's either like this rules or like, that's a song. It's fine. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm with you. There's even shows that I don't like that much, like Zombieland Saga never really clicked with me.
Yeah.
But I listen to its theme song a lot because it's so good.
Yeah.
And visually really exciting too.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
It's a lot of fun there's a lot of fun stuff about Zombieland Saga, but yeah, I can never watch more than an episode at a time for some reason.
The thing that I find upsetting is when they do the CG dancing and they look like gross animatronics. Like, they're too in sync, and they're too obviously not the same animation style.
Yeah.
So I find it deeply upsetting.
My buddy's a big fan of a lot of like idol anime and stuff, like Love Live and Idol Master and stuff, and like that is a very common thing in those series, is like the CG dancing. And like he's been showing me like, you know, bits and pieces from these series as like new seasons come out and stuff, and it's so interesting to like watch the progression of the technology that they're using, or like the quality of that, because like at first they look like Tales of Symphonia cutscene looking fucking thing, and like now they've gotten to the point where I sometimes cannot tell that they're CG. It's fascinating.
That's actually kind of cool, though.
Yeah,
I can see that being a lot more tolerable for me personally.
Totally. Yeah. So it's just Idol what's it called, Girls Zombieland Saga Remaster. Just
there we go.
Just redo all the dance sequences.
Redo all the dance sequences, change nothing else.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
All right, my tummy genuinely hurts.
Okay.
Like, fun bits aside, I think this is it for me. So this is the final episode of Battle School Dropouts.
I don't know that I'm finishing this can, honestly. I'm like halfway through.
Oh, dude. Yeah, I know. I picked it up when I accidentally drank it earlier, and there is probably a solid 3/4 in there. I'm dumping it.
Okay, yeah. If you're dumping, I'm dumping. Yeah.
Well, and then I'm also dumping after this.
It's dumping butts.
Dumping butts.
Yeah.
My stomach hurts. All right. Well, have a good night, everybody.
Yeah. Stay safe. You like jazz. That was a period, not a question mark. You like jazz now.
You like jazz now?
Yeah.